Welcome back to Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Our guest today is Tom Brewer. He's a member of the Torrance City Council, but he joins us today as the president of the Torrance Education Foundation, which is what?
Well, it's an organization that was started about 20 years ago to raise money for schools. Even 20 years ago, they were cutting funding for schools.
Right.
We realized that if we were going to make up the funding, we had to have some way to do it, and the Torrance Education Foundation was started then.
And so how's it going 20 years later?
Well, 20 years later, we've raised about $5 million, which, it's pretty
not
good.
Bad.
Not
bad.
bad. But we have bigger ambitions now, and we're going to raise more money. And so one of the things we're going to do is we're going to have a celebrated education dinner.
Right. Tell us about it. It's coming up March 29th.
That's right, March 29th, 5:30 p.m. at the Marriott Hotel.
In Torrance?
In Torrance.
Presumably.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
We love that hotel, and you can go online and get tickets, and if you buy them before March 15th, the tickets are $100, and after March 15th, they're $125.
So what happens to this money?
Well, this money, this year we've designated the money to go for STEM programs, science, technology, engineering, and math. It's one of the weaknesses in California schools, and we want to fund that. So we've got a variety of programs that we're going to fund for the school district in Torrance.
I want to ask you about the governor's budget, if I may,
Sure.
as it relates to education. I know you're on the city council, but I'm sure you know about these issues.
Yes.
And the governor has proposed a new formula whereby school districts that are less advantaged economically will actually get more funding vis-a-vis those wealthy suburban districts. In return, there will be fewer strings coming from Sacramento. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I can tell you from being a city council member, whenever you get money from Sacramento with less strings,
It's a plus?
I'm all for that. And I know the district is too. We're leery about, in some respects, that the funding will not go up enough to make a difference in Torrance.
Well, is Torrance one of those districts that's considered less advantaged economically?
No.
No, yes.
We tend to be considered as one of the better off districts in the state of California, which causes a funding inequity for the city of Torrance.
Which is interesting because on the one hand, that's good news, but on the other hand, it can create some dislocation of funds. But where do we go? I mean, I admit I'm conflicted on this very issue because there's no doubt that when children come from economically disadvantaged homes, it presents major challenges for the public schools. There can be language barriers, there can be learning disabilities, not because they're economically disadvantaged, but just there are a lot more challenges there. And so they do need more funds, arguably.
They do, and one of the things that's available to some of the disadvantaged districts is they have Title I funds, which come from the federal government. So there are some funding sources available for those types of districts, and unfortunately for us, we don't get a lot of those funds. So it's certainly true that some districts do need more money to overcome those challenges, but we could too.
No doubt, but it's interesting. So we have this great foundation in Torrance, but a school district that doesn't have as many wealthy parents won't have these foundations.
Absolutely.
And so that's where it becomes frustrating, because isn't it great that if you live in Torrance, and I'm sure there are some economically disadvantaged families in Torrance, I mean, it's a diverse big city.
Certainly.
So they're going to benefit from it, but if on the other side of the tracks, metaphorically speaking, they're not going to have a foundation to help.
No, that's true. You're right, and there's so many challenges with the state as large as we have, and districts as large as LA Unified and Torrance Unified, that they have to overcome some of those. And one of the things, but looking at Torrance, that we've been fortunate about is we've been able to have local control for our schools.
Are you basic aid? Not a basic aid district. You get money directly from the state.
We do.
Yeah.
And our school district's been separate from LA Unified since 1948.
I remember you told us that, right.
We're very lucky that way that we have control over our district.
Okay, his name is Tom Brewer. He is a member of the Torrance City Council, also president of the Torrance Education Foundation. Don't forget, March 29th, big event for Torrance Education Foundation. I'm Brad Pomerance.